and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and success, at least we've got some good success. I did a little bit of work from the previous episode to this one because when I would shut down, start up again, some of the integration tests were failing, so I wasn't quite getting the referenceable thing quite working, especially type parameters and nullable annotation wasn't quite there. But those were quick fixes, put tests around them. Now the make doesn't work yet because we haven't gotten to that one yet. But for methods, the types that we have hit for file system enumerable, it does work. And that's the one we are trying to fix. Now, I also believe if we say here, let's put that there, grab this, and put that up here. And now let's see if that one still works. Because if that one still works, then I think we can move on to all the rest of them and say we're good. If not, we've got a problem. We've got to go back and fix it because we did fix com wrappers. That was one we had a problem with before. And it passes. So good. That's very, very good. Now we just need to go through the rest of these and change them. In fact, here's the generated code. You can see now we have this being there. Very nice. No, that's not nice. Let's say find transform. It's always that. Yeah, perfect. Knock that out of the park. I'm getting cocky here. Okay, property. Don't get cocky, kid. So this is the return property type. Get a referenceable name. Okay. Because we want the explicit type name is the containing type. If it doesn't, we do that. If it does, we say the properties containing type, including generics. Is that correct? Because we're referencing a property name there. I would think, hold on, you know what? We're close, so let's do this. Let's say get committer stash 67 got nested type names for method declarations. Done. Okay, well, let's at least capture that piece of success. Okay. So now let's say referenceable name. This one I also think is, we no longer need that. We just say that. Okay. Maybe, maybe not. I could be wrong, but you know, you may be right. You may be crazy. For property builder, I think that's it. For property extension builder, property extension builder, build indexers, which we have to get to in a moment. These haven't broken, so I'm not really interested in changing some of these things, you know, unless it really needs it. I don't think anything with properties here. I'm surprised with build indexers that we don't have. Yeah, I think we just say, okay, so this one doesn't need it. So I think we can say here, done and done. Let's go to property expectations extension builder. Build getter. Get a referenceable name. Yeah, with these we don't need, we just need it on the property if we'd really need it. I think there's just the names. Yeah, I believe so. Setter. So I think that's that for that one. Explicit indexer expectations, indexer builder should probably want to be for that. This isn't good. Same thing here. Okay. And the property builder. Yeah, I changed that there. Do we have a mock index builder? Indexer builder. Build getter for each parameter. These are the parameters by name. Shim for. We want to keep the flat name here, I think. Setters, same thing. Same thing for the shim targets. I feel like I'm speaking my own language when I do this. Indexer type, get referenceable name. We did those, we did those. Get the signature. I want to do that. Okay, so now I think we just did, I think we did all of those, yeah. What about the constructor? It's checked off on the list. Let me just make sure that I'm actually, yeah, I did change it to referenceable name. And then the build, yeah, I did, okay. All right, so I think I got all of the creates. What about the makes? Let's look at the constructor builder. These should be a little simpler because these don't, instance parameters. These don't do as much, so I would hope indexer type. Let's get that indexer type name right. And then the get and set, we don't care for an indexer, I guess, because, you know, reasons. Oh, that's right, because that goes up here. Where would I have been doing that? There's got to be a place where I'm saying get the signature. Okay. So I'm getting the attributes, I'm getting the description, it's safe, indexer signature. We get the signature that way, and where does that go? Does it get signature put the, yes it does. Okay, cool, we got that. Value builder, yep, this has the value, and these need referenceable names. Same thing here. And then the return type, the return type, there. That's the method. How about the void builder? We don't care about that. We just care about the parameter names. And then same thing here. We did properties, we did indexers. Extensions builder, I don't think really cares about that. Really shouldn't. Events builder, we don't care about. Okay, so now we should be able to rerun all the tests, okay? And do it for the make. Let's just do it for the make here real quick, okay? Let's say save, code, generation tests. We are referencing com wrappers. Let's go back to this one. It really shouldn't matter, but you know, let's run these tests, see if for creates and makes that we're getting the right stuff. And this does feel a little hokey in that I don't feel maybe I'm testing everything exactly the right way to pass good. But I do have tests around the get referenceable thing, and that seems to speak like I'm referencing a type. So I want to get the name for when I'm referencing it in code. If I'm using it as a definition for a name, like I'm going to define a type, then I would probably want to use the stuff that's in get name and change it to get definable name for a type, you know, and then say if it's flattened or if it's generic or whatever. So, okay, so I think I'm going to shut down, start up again, build this. If this all works, then I think we have fixed this problem. All passed. So I think we can now say 167 nested type name references now work consistently everywhere, at least until I find more errors. Okay, so this one's done. These are done. So we can say fixed error nested type names are now handled correctly. Were not handled correctly. And that takes care of that one. Now we're just basically saying it's a general, thing. Okay, so this event wait handle thing, what's that all about? Let's actually go to code generation tests and let's see what happens when we do this now. Is it basically down to like 2 types of errors? Wait, do I have a breakpoint there? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, we're down to 7. And I believe 6 of this auto, yeah. So it's this event wait handle thing that let's tackle next. Because I'm guaranteeing you that other one is going to be, it's only 6 left, but that is going to be tough to fix, I think. I do have a plan around it, but so this is event wait handle. Okay. So let's run this now and let's see why it's complaining about this type. So we should have 1, and we do. Let's grab the syntax trees, or tree as the case may be. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, it's not moved over. I was like, why is there no? Okay. And then we have the right error diagnostics. So let's take a look at this. What is going on here? This is line 79. This is saying that argument 4 must be passed with the out keyword. Really? Is that what you're saying? So this is in the mock itself. And so we pass this in initial state event string name. So this is 1, 2, 3. What argument 4? String name must be, what are you talking about? What are you smoking? That doesn't make any sense. Oh. I think this would probably be an easier, like, oh, this is static, so we don't care about this. Why does it even think that this is mockable? There must be something on wait handle that's coming through. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Because it's seeing from the base types that there's a virtual handle, there's this. So that's probably what, like if I go into this code here and I say find, yep, that's what it's finding. That's fine, because it find, how many times can I say find? I just completely did not think of, well, what's interesting is, well, that's good. That's what's going to happen here is that this instance is going to say now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, create a new needs to be an out. Okay. And because we're going to change it down here when we actually make the constructors for the event. I don't know why I thought you could or couldn't do that, but yeah, you actually need to pass those in correctly. So whatever I'm doing in the methods for what can you do on a constructor? Let's say I had a public class CTOR. Okay. And I have here public CTOR int a ref string b out string c. And now I would need to say c is equal to c or something like that because you have to initialize it. So we got that going for us. you can do a ref, you can do an out, there's no return value, so it's just basically like a method void, and I have to add refs and outs to that. Okay, so I think that should be fairly easy to do. And I had to check my messages because I asked my wife, do you want to go for a walk? And she's like, yeah, sure. So I think I'm going to wrap this up for now and go for a walk and come back to this. I do want to explain a little bit about what that other problem is going to be. And that was when you have a ref-like type, span of t, read only of read span only t, whatever those are, that read only span. That when I make that type that surrounds it, that has to be a ref struct. That's what this is here. Okay, and that's why I did this here. And the problem becomes is that I've always been inheriting from, I think, the handler information class, because that's what this is going to be. It's a handler wrapper. But you can't inherit from, if what you are defining is a struct or a ref struct, it doesn't matter. It's a struct. You can't inherit from anything other than object. You can inherit from interfaces, though. So I think what I'm going to have to do is keep the handler information class, create an interface from that, have handler information implement that. And then anywhere in my code where handler information is actually being passed in, always make that an I handler. If that works, then when I need to create a ref struct thing around this for just being a ref struct, then it needs to implement this. So that generation is going to have to change. Hopefully that would be it, though. And that anywhere I pass it in, it's just going to work. Whether this really does work or not, I don't know. That's why I'm going to do it in a branch. That is conceivably because I am forced to make it a ref struct. I don't have a choice in the matter. So it has to, and this handler is being used for saying, do you want to do like a callback or something like that? I think. Handler information. So if that doesn't work, then I have a big problem on my hands, because then I'm basically saying, if you have a method that I think takes a ref only span or something like that, why I'm generating that, then you can no longer use this. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm thinking even if this works here, like I was trying to do before, where I said ref new thing, and then I said ref here. Yeah, that doesn't even work. Our expression cannot be used in this context because it may not be passed or returned by reference. So you can't do that. You can't do that. By value returns may only be used in methods of return by value. There may be something that I don't know about refs, because I thought you could have like a static ref and then you ref everywhere. So I don't know if that would also suddenly change how I am passing things around. I'm not sure. So this gets definitely a little bit trickier. And I'm kind of leaving this in because I'm also trying to let my brain process this issue and saying, what are the contingencies? If I run into a case that says this, and I'm like, well, then either I don't support it, or I say you can't do any handler information for it. That just doesn't happen then, you know? So that's another option with all this, is that I just say, because I don't want to say you can't mock the whole type. I'm just saying for those, we simply can't do it, or at least I'm not smart enough to figure out a way to get around it and support it. Either way, that's going to come next. So on the next episode, I'm going to put in refs and outs for constructors, just like I do for void methods, and handle it that way. That should take care of this one issue. And then we're going to dive into that last big one. And then we'll look at the warnings and see what I can accomplish from that. So thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.